This video is a quick overview of Quizizz, an online quizzing system that students can use for quick assessments, for practice, and for fun. You have a huge library of things that are already created for you, so you could always see if there's something out there for you already. Or as a teacher, you can create a new quiz. Creating new quizzes is super simple. You name it. You can decide what, classes it's connected to. Sure. And then it's create a new question. All you have to do is type in your question, type in your answer options, and make sure you choose which answer is correct. You can add pictures with your images. So say if you're doing it for the younger kiddos, instead of having it have words, you could also add an image to help support those emergent readers. You can have media, add images or audio to go with it. And then it'll show up on their screen like this. I'll type those in and save it. And then you go ahead and add. You can set times on how long they should have on each question. You can set it to public. You can go ahead and I'm going to hit exit so that I can show you one that I've already created. So I'm going to go to My Quizzes. Here is a formative assessment that I created that's got only 5 questions so far in there. It's got some true and false, different things in there. If you were to want your students to actually do this, you would hit live game. You have some different options. You can pick your game modes where it's a test. Your test has no frills. It's just made for serious assessment, it says, requires a login. You can do classic, where it's students answer at their own pace, compete individually, and have a blast along the way. And you can also do a team. So a team, students answer their own pace, but scores are grouped by that team. And you can decide how many team members and some different advanced settings in there. I'm going to go ahead and just do classic for now and hit host game. Your screen pops up. Your kids will go to the join my quiz. And here is what they would type in. So I'm going to go ahead and on my other tab, I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to type in that code. And if you notice, it's already got it on there because I clicked on it from here. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. I always tell students they have to put in some sort of username that includes their first name. It could be more than that, but it must include their first name so I know who it is. All right, it says waiting to get started. So I'm going to go ahead and start it. You can see my name right here. You can remove participants if maybe their name's not appropriate or they didn't follow directions. I'm going to hit start as the teacher. Here's what the teacher will see is as students are answering, you can see it moving across the screen. You can leave this up if you're doing some sort of quizzing where you want them to kind of compete against each other, or you can just put it down so nobody sees it. As a student, I'm seeing my question. What is not an example of a formative assessment? Well, that would be a summative assessment. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Tells me if I got it right. It also goes ahead and fills in a stream. It gives these really fun memes that go along with it. This would be where it would keep track of who is doing the best on their score. What makes an assessment formative? It's all of the above because I made this quiz. Again, the kids are earning points, shows the place they're in. They have a streak of how many they've gotten right, and this would be where their leaderboard would be. Formative assessments have to be graded false. And then I'm going to switch back really quickly over to our teacher view. So now you can see me moving along. I've got 3 right so far. Here's my percent accuracy. It would be for the whole class because it would show everybody, but right now it's not because, I'm the only one. This code is always up there for any students who maybe come in or were late, and those are in there for them. What web tools would not be good for formative assessment? Click on those. Again, my streak is adding points. I've got these cool memes. Adding in, still in first because I'm the only one in here. Have to be paper and pencil. So I went through, showing everything. It's counting down at the bottom. And it says the game ended. And then it gives me a readout as a student how I did. So you've got your accuracy, how many you got right, how many you got wrong. This would give them a quick readout if they got something wrong, what they needed to study. There also are these study flashcards. So if they got something wrong, they could then go in and practice what these answers should be. You can flip it and say, I got that one, flip it, and say, nope, I didn't understand that one. So there's a lot of different facets to this than just being like Kahoot. It does give a readout as a teacher at the end when you've finished a game. It will tell you how your students did. So I'm going to go ahead, do that later. I'm going to go into my quizzes. And I'm going to go into reports. So I can see my formative one right here. I then can see all of my students and how they did on it. I can see a question overview. You can see an overview of everyone. So you see every student and you'd be able to see what questions they got right or wrong. And then you could see if you had standards attached to it. So there's a lot of different things you can do with Quizizz that you can't do with maybe Kahoot. There is no readout for Kahoot. You don't necessarily have students reviewing what they got right or wrong. Quizizz, you do have the ability to do that. So hopefully you enjoyed this. It's a great web tool for some quick, fun assessment. Your kids won't even know they're practicing.